welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's episode, I'm finally going to be showing you guys how I made a shirt for a male. I know you guys have been waiting on this video forever and I've taken forever, so please forgive me. I hope you guys enjoy the video, but before we get into the video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been supporting the channel so far, for all the persons liking, all the persons commenting, all the persons reposting and sharing. I really appreciate you guys so much. And if you're hearing any noise in my background, I'm on campus, so that's why it's so noisy up here. It's literally never quiet here, ever. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stick around and stay tuned. One more thing before we get into the video, start to be taking up your time. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know you've been doing that already, but continue to do it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So for today's video, what we're going to be needing is the regular things: the material, pattern, pins, tape measure, scissors, and a piece of soap. So the first step is going to be to take your material and to fold it in half. Then you're going to go ahead and place your pattern on top of that. Make sure that you have it positioned correctly and make sure that it's right to the edge where it's folded. You're going to go ahead and pin that in place. So for my next step, I use the front pattern to cut the back pattern for my shirt. So you can see that the only difference is going to be that the back pattern, the neckline is only 1 inch deep. So that's why I go ahead and I measure 1 inch from the top of the fabric, and then I draw that shape and I go ahead and cut that out and use the remainder of the pattern as my guide, because the only difference between the back and the front pattern is the neckline. Also at the end, you're going to see that I cut an additional piece onto the fabric. That's because on the pattern I did not remember to draw on the 1 inch allowance to fold under for the tail of the shirt. Now after you finish cutting out the back, all you're going to do is to fold the material again and put the pattern on it and cut out the exact pattern for your front pattern. Based on the style that I decided to go with for the shirt, I decided to put a split at the front and I made it 3 inches. So that's what I'm doing right there. And then I put a marking on the shirt just so I know the front part of the material or the outside of the material different from the inside, because sometimes it's hard to tell. So I normally mark it with a soap just so I can differentiate the inside from the outside. So for the next step in this process is to cut out the sleeve. Once again, all I do is to fold the material and I place my pattern on top, and then I'm going to pin that in place and cut it out. Now for the sleeves, you have to make sure that the part that is folded lines up with the tall side of the pattern. That's the part that I pinned first. Make sure that is where the fold is. And then you go ahead and just cut it out. Now for the last part of what you need to cut out is going to be just a strip. The strip is going to be 30 inches in length and 2.5 inches or 3 inches in width. I'm going to be using that to pipe the neckline of the shirt. You'll see how I do that later on in the video. Okay, so after you're finished cutting out everything, you should have 4 pieces: the back piece, the front piece, the sleeves, and the little strip to pipe the neckline. Okay, so now it's time to get sewing. First thing I do is to fill my bobbin with the thread that I'm going to be using to sew, and then following that I go ahead and thread my machine. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be sewing is the back and the front of the shirt together. So we're going to be making sure that both outside pieces are facing each other. To say it better, the parts that I marked, make sure that those two markings are facing each other. And then I'm going to sew along the shoulders and also under the arm to the tail on both sides. So you're gonna go ahead and pin those in place just to make sure that it doesn't shift when you take it to the machine. You don't have to do it, but I would recommend that you do it if you're new to this. So once you take it to the machine, you're going to just do the usual, do a straight stitch across both sleeves, and you're going to do a straight stitch down from the arm piece to the tail on both sides. Following that, you're going to complete it with a zigzag across where you just sewed with a straight stitch. So across the shoulder pieces and also from under the arm down to the tail. Yeah, I know you guys notice I'm using two different machines. That's because this white machine decided not to sew the shirt, so I had to get my equipments out and fix the black machine, which is an industrial machine that I have not used in years. Following that, you're going to start with the sleeves. So you're going to take the sleeves and flip it to make sure that the parts that would be normally on the outside, they're facing each other. So you're going to be making sure that you're sewing on the inside piece. That's the part that you don't want everyone to see. So you flip it to that side and pin it in place. Then you take that to your machine and do a straight stitch along the edge, after which you take it to your machine once more and you complete it with a zigzag stitch to get rid of the raw edges. So following that, we're going to be doing the edge of the sleeves. So first you fold it once to get rid of the raw edges, and then you fold it twice and pin it in place. You can just watch what's happening in the video to get a better understanding. After you've pinned it in place, then you just take it to the machine and you do a straight stitch all the way around. For the shirt that I did 2 stitches around the arm. I'm not sure if you guys would want that, so this part is optional. I went back around and did another straight stitch. So after going ahead and stitching the edge of the sleeve, then you're gonna go ahead and attach it to the rest of the shirt. You can just watch what I'm doing in the video to get a better understanding of how to do that. After pinning the sleeve onto the shirt, then you go ahead and you take it to the machine and you stitch it around with a straight stitch. Then afterwards you take it to the machine again and complete it with a zigzag stitch all the way around. After putting in the sleeves, then we're gonna go ahead to do the tail of the shirt or the bottom of the shirt. Then you're gonna do the same procedure. You fold once to get rid of the raw edges, then fold another time and pin it down. Same thing that we did with the edge of the sleeve. You can just watch what I'm doing in the video to get a better understanding, and you do that all the way around the edge of the shirt. So after you finish pinning the bottom of the shirt, then you're going to take that to the machine and you're going to stitch it all the way around with a straight stitch. You're just going to follow where you have already pinned. You have the option of doing the stitch once or twice depending on your preference. I chose to do it only once. Now for the last step in making this shirt, we're going to be piping the neckline. So the strip that we cut out earlier, we're going to go ahead and pin it all the way around the edge of the neckline. But you have to make sure that you've turned your shirt to the inside, so that's the part where all the stitches are, where you can see all the stitches. Turn it to that side and then you pin it all the way around. So after you finish pinning the piping in place, then it should look something like this. Okay, after you finish pinning everything, then you can just go ahead and take it to the machine and sew it all the way around, following the pin line with a straight stitch. Once you finish doing that, then you should end up with something looking like this. Then you're going to turn it to the outside. That's the part where you're going to want everybody to see. And then you're going to pull over the piping. You're going to fold it once to hide the raw edge and twice, and then pin that down in place. And you're going to do the same procedure all the way around the neckline. Once you're finished pinning everything in place, then you should end up with something looking like this. Then all you're going to do is to take that to the machine and go ahead and stitch with a straight stitch all the way around, following where you pinned. After that, you're practically done. You just pop on a few buttons on there and you're good to go. Okay, so this is me modeling the finished product. I have to say I'm really impressed with the way the finished product turned out. It's very nice. Yes, it's big on me because the shirt is not mine and it was not made with my measurements, but trust me, I feel like stealing it. I like it very much. The material is extremely nice and comfortable, and the fit is nice even though it was not meant for me. It's like a big t-shirt that you could probably sleep in. Alright, so a big thank you to everyone that stuck around until we got here. I really do appreciate you guys for sticking around thank you very much. And I hope you guys remember to like the video, and I want to hear from you guys. Come on guys, talk to me. Let me see you down in the comment section. If you watched to this point and you're listening to me right now and you're hearing this, I want you to comment the little emoji with the person raising the hand. I want you to comment that down in the comment section. I want to see something. I'm not going to tell you what I want to see yet, but I want to see something. So just comment that down in the comment section. If you got to this point, comment the little emoji down in the comment section. Once again, a big thank you guys for sticking around and for all the support that you've been showing so far. Hopefully the next video won't take this long to come, but see you guys in the next video. Yeah, don't forget to share the content with a friend. If you have somebody that you think might like this type of content, a mother, father, aunt, uncle, one little cousin, big cousin, anybody, just go ahead and share the video with them or the link to the channel. I really appreciate that, and trust me, they will really appreciate it also. Once again, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.